Hey everybody, I'm going to do a review on the Simmons Safari broadhead, and this is fastly becoming one of my favorite of the Simmons broadheads. I just weighed this one right out of the pack, weighs exactly 220 grains. It is an 1.5", slightly more than 1.5" inch wide. It's 2 5/8 inches long, so you got plenty of length to width ratio. And here's one. It's just a 2-blade. I just got done slotting this one for the big Simmons bleeder. I love that big Simmons bleeder, and I've got one slotted for the small Simmons bleeder and the vented one. So even with the bleeder, it's probably around 230 grains. And I'll take them, and I'll also single bevel the tip. You got such a good length to these heads that you can single bevel the tip, and even though that gives up maybe a 1/16 of an inch in length, you got so much length to work with, you're not really worried about it. You can vary the degree that you're single beveling the tip all the way to a full single bevel, which is going to probably make it 1/8 of an inch shorter, and that really, you still really got a long head with a good width to length ratio. Now, the one thing I like about this head is it gives me more options than, say, the wider Simmons do. The wider Simmons they're not going to allow me to even chance bone because I don't have enough energy to break through some heavy bone. It's just more risky when you do that with a wider Simmons. But this narrower Simmons, which is not narrow by any means, 1.5" is a really huge head. But I'll take this head right here, and I'll take more chances with it because I know I can get through the shoulder blade. I can take some iffy shots, and that gives me more shot opportunity. I've kind of kept up with it in my head over the last 40 years, and it's almost like there's some times when you're going to get the 1/4 you shot, and then they're just going to wheel and get out of there, and that's the only shot you're going to get. So if you can get that shot, if you can make that shot, if you're confident in it, then you're going to get more shots, like maybe 20% more shots by being able to take that shot. The downside to it, you probably need to be shooting a 62, 64, 70-pound bow that shoots really hard and shoot a lot of weight, a lot of FOC in your arrow, and you'll be able to get through that shoulder blade. Now on the other side of it, let's say you shoot less poundage. Let's say you only shoot 40, 45 pounds. This is still the Simmons I'd recommend, and you could probably shoot it as a 2-blade or add the bleeder, and you can just go for the rib cage shots, and you're still going to get 2 holes, complete penetration, and a huge hole to boot. Now that's the good that's the way the majority of you shoot. And when anybody comes on Facebook and says, which Simmons should I shoot 45, I always say shoot the Safari. A lot of people agree with me on that. It's just a great head for low poundage bows. It's basically the old Interceptor, which one of the inventors, Jerry Simmons, that's all he ever shot was the Interceptor, and he killed tons of like 46 deer in 1 year in Alabama while on population control in some higher populated areas. And so he really wore them out with that Interceptor, and that's basically what this head is the same length to width ratio as the Interceptor, just got a little different design, and it's a great head. It's a great choice. It shoots great. It just everything I love this head. I guess if I had to choose one Simmons to shoot right now, this would be it. And I'm still experimenting with others, but this is probably the go-to head for me. And let me get out here and take a shot with it with this bleeder on it and show you what it'll do. I'm gonna shoot it on a 600 grain Eastern Axis traditional. Got a lighted knock on here. Got a little makeshift deer target down there. Well, I'm only about 15 yards, maybe a little less. Money all day long. Another thing I want to add, yeah, they come with a nice bevel. I can't remember exactly what the bevel these come with, but they're a pretty nice bevel, but I always like to keen up the bevel a little more. What I'll do is, let's say they come with a bevel about this angle. I'm going to drop it down and create a little wider bevel, and when I get my burr, it'll be ready to be sharpened on a finer sharpened medium, and that'll really get it super sharp. When you get that bevel a little keener, it just allows you to get a lot sharper edge, and I haven't found the keener edge rolls on bone or anything any worse than a more coarse one. And I mean, you only got to shoot through that much flesh. It's not like you're skinning a whole elk with these things. It's just a little bit of flesh that you got to cut through, and that finer edge allows you to do that better.